Good morning. Welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I need to get the gaps filled in the addition project. And while I was at the store getting materials yesterday with Natalie, I found a new product by Great Stuff. And I'll show you that in a minute. Izzy's new deal is to keep bringing me the stick so that I have to throw it for her on the entire walk. And because we only take one walk a day these days, I generally do it for her. It helps to burn off some of her energy. So I'm going to do that, and in a little bit we'll get back and I'll show you the new product from Great Stuff. Actually, it's Dow Chemical. I didn't even know Maisie was following us. So when us three get back there, I'll show you the new product and we'll see how it works. Well, since I was here yesterday, besides the turkey tracks, it appears as though somebody was here. That can't be from, here's my tracks. And then these vehicle tracks just have a bit of snow in them, and that's this little dusting we got last night. And there shouldn't be any tracks here. I'm going to go check the place out, go check out the neighbor's place and see what I can see. There shouldn't be anybody back here this time of year. Just a minute, puppy. Well, the tracks came down here to this little clearing in the woods, and then they come back up and they go that way. These must have gotten here. We did not take a walk yesterday because we went to town to get some stuff. So these are between Saturday, you can see them right there. These are between Saturday, it's Monday right now. So yesterday we took the walk, and then it snowed lightly last night, so the tracks are filled in with a little bit of snow, but you can still see that they're churned up right here. They're not old, real old tracks. They're a day or two old. And then they go this way towards the neighbor's shed there. So I'm going to go see where they go. They probably loop around to go back up. It's probably the neighbor taking his kids on a ride, but I'll just check anyways. Okay, the tracks loop out. You can tell it was going this way because the way the lugs are pressed into the snow. So this is the neighbor's driveway, and a fresh battery. That's odd. So they went around the neighbor's shed and came back up onto the road right here. I'm sure that was a neighbor taking his kids for a ride on their wheeler. So nothing to see there. Okay, I got to get Miss Maisie and Izzy back to the homestead, and I got to cut some foam. Then I'll show you that new Great Stuff product. Let me get my gloves on and throw this stick for this crazy dog. Okay, honey, I got a battery in my hand. Okay. Okay, this is what I have been using for filling all the gaps there. Great Stuff Pro Series Gaps and Cracks. And I don't know if it actually tells you how big the gaps and cracks can be, but this one does. I have never seen this stuff before, and it's just an extra tall can of big gap filler. So it doesn't look like it's a fire stop like this stuff is, the orange stuff, but they sell that in a small can as well. So I'm wondering if I can get rid of using the gun for the rest of the job. Like I said in the last video, we went through 3 of these guns when we did the house. We went through a lot of foam. I don't know if that's usual or not, but this gun is already starting to clog up. And I was thinking I might need to get a new gun. But this is nearly $11 a can. This is $6.50. This is 24 ounces. This is 20 ounces. So the gun is nearly $50. So, I mean, just the foam that I got, instead of buying a gun, the amount of foam I would be able to get of this big gap filler, who knows, it might do the whole rest of it. So, kind of a conundrum. So I'm going to test this stuff out. The biggest problem with these non-gun ones is that you got to use this straw that it comes with. And then it clogs up. I'm wondering if I can, after I'm done, well, I can just do a whole bunch right in a row and try to use up the whole can. We'll see how that works, but also I may be able to clean the straw with the, the cleaner. Just spray it into the end. You just got to get the stuff out so that it doesn't harden in the straw. But I don't know if the end on the can will harden up. So we'll find all that stuff out in a little bit. Right now, I gotta move some stuff around because I'm going to be working in the center here. And I think I'll remove all of this cleating while it's still open over here. Then I'll move, the table and all that stuff onto this side. Open up the center and put the full 8-foot sheets in. This is all the stuff I just cut up this morning. It's all cut to, well, the vast majority is 13.5, and a bit of it's cut to 12.5 for this end here. So that should do it. I have all the foam that I need. And if this gun is indeed clogging up, well, actually, I got to start with the gun, and I have like 3/4 of a can right here. So I'll start by using the pro stuff with the gun, and once I'm done with this can, I'll switch to this stuff and see how this works. But before I can use this stuff, I gotta make really sure that I can move fast and use up a full can. If you've ever used this stuff, you know that it's got a problem with the stuff hardening up in the tube, and I want to avoid that if possible, because otherwise it's just a waste of a can. So let me get cleaned up, get those cleats off, get ready, and we'll see whether I move forward with the Pro Series and the gun, or if I switch to this stuff and try to see how it works cleaning this thing and all that stuff. All right, let's get at it. Okay, I got all the braces off of this stuff. Now what I have to do is get the gaps filled 8 feet going across here. So Cindy bought a platform. I don't know how long it is, but I'm going to try using that so I can walk along the length of it. I can't really do it with this stepladder. I just gotta keep getting down and moving it. But I need to do 8 feet, which should be right around to that join right there, the plates, which is a good distance. Hopefully this gun makes it that far. But what I got to do is I'm going to put a chunk of hose, enough to get a decent radius bend on it. And this is what the hose looks like attached to this brass tube. So I'm thinking if I cut this brass tube in, oh, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 inch lengths, just enough to hold onto it fairly tight, I should be able to easily force it up. I need to get the foam up inside of there. I mean, I got some big gaps on some of this stuff, which is unfortunate. This stuff would probably be a better bet for that, but you know, I don't want to open a can and then have a whole can go bad. So I'm going to continue using this, and I'm going to start using the brass and see how that works, and then I'll go from there. If I need to, I'll pop open one of these and do the wider gaps like that with that stuff, and do these tiny skinny little gaps like that, do that with this. Hopefully this isn't too much of a pain in the butt, but we'll see. I have this platform. This is a standing platform. I have that all set up, as well as my little step stool, so I can get all the way over to here in one pass. So this is my setup. I'm hoping that I can hold on to this nice and tight. I'm hoping I can jam it into the gaps up there and work my way down real quick. See how that works. Yeah, that should work just fine. The only problem is if this gun is clogged up, then I'll have to make a decision on whether to use that big gap stuff. Here we go. Okay, that's about it for right now. Some places have a bit more squeeze out that I want, but if the panel fits up there without removing it, that's what I'm going to do. Some places like that, you could see an open hole going up there. There's, well, not quite that one. I can see foam up inside there. But what I'm going to do, these brass tubes, so I have the, well, 5 inches or so of brass tube. So I have 3 left out of this tube. You have to trash them after you use them. I couldn't get the cleaner down inside of it, so it's use it until you need to stop and then toss it. So I'm going to put one more on a little bit later tonight as this stuff dries. You can see this is the stuff I just did, and it takes a good while before it squeezes all the way out. Maybe a couple hours. You can see how it's way bulged out. So I don't want to be adding more to any of this before it squeezes out as much as it's going to. Like right there could use some, but if I set everything up and put some in there right now, then I'll just waste my setup. So I'll wait till this is all squeezed out as much as it's going to do, and then come back like this. I'm going to add some on here. Yeah, this is a real pain in the butt, but I'll get it done. Yeah, like that. It's real shy. I must have just, oh, I could see the foam way up in there. See, once I put this next layer on, I'm going to be foaming again. So that could be filled by the next layer, but I don't want to count on it. But I still don't know how much this is going to squeeze out. Like I said, I just did this stuff, so that might come way out here. One thing I should mention is right in this area where it's the warmest, because the heat's on right here, when I had the brass tube all the way up in there so it's touching the deck, I was getting water dripping out. That's because I'm getting condensation because of the extra heat in the area and the cold roof. There's nothing up there to stop, so I'm getting condensation right there. That will stop once this is all foamed up, but it just goes to show that I really need to get this done. Once all this first layer is foamed up, that's not going to happen anymore. And then once the second layer is on completely, and that's foamed up as well, there's not a chance that it's gonna condense right here. Then this whole thing will get dense filled with chopped fiberglass is what I'm thinking right now. But I'm going to do a little more research on that, and you'll find out what I do. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to come back and do, like I said, do any touch-up so I'm able to get in here and do all the trimming and whatever I need to do tomorrow morning. So if you want to see the progress on this, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put it in the comment section below. And if you give the video a like and or share it, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.